Chapter 19. Active and Passive Voice. Active subject acts. Passive subject is acted upon by the verb. A look at these two sentences. 1. The mechanic repairs a car. 2. A car is repaired by the mechanic. These two sentences mean the same, but they are different in form. There is a slight difference of emphasis also. In sentence 1, the verb is repairs. The mechanic is the subject of the verb repairs. He also performs the action of repairing. When the subject of a verb also performs the action named in the verb is said to be in the active voice. In sentence 2, the verb is repaired. A car is the subject of the verb is repaired. But a car does not perform the action of repairing. In fact, it receives the action of repairing. When the subject of a verb receives the action named in the verb is said to be in the passive voice. Since sentence 1 begins with the mechanic, the emphasis is on the mechanic. In sentence 2, the emphasis is on a car. B. It is more natural to use the active voice. Besides, sentences written in the active voice are shorter and more elegant. But there are some situations in which we need to use the passive voice. 1. We do not know who performed the action. My bag was stolen. I do not know who stole my bag. 2. The action is more important than who performed it. All morning flights were cancelled. It is the cancellation of flights that is important. 3. We want to put emphasis on the person or thing that receives the action. No discussions were held. The emphasis is no discussions. Passive voice is used when it is not known who performed the action. If the action is more important than who performed it. If the emphasis is on the person or thing that receives the action. See changing sentences from active to passive voice. Once again, look at the two sentences given above. 1. The mechanic repairs a car. 2. The car is repaired by the mechanic. Note how the form has changed. The active object, a car, has become the passive subject. The active subject, the mechanic, has become the passive object, and we have used the preposition by before it. An appropriate form of the verb be has been used followed by the past participle form of the verb repaired. Only transitive verbs can be changed into passive voice. In passive voice, we always use the past participle form of the verb. D. Personal pronouns in passive constructions. Sometimes we may have a personal pronoun, I, we, she, me, her, etc. as the subject or the object in a sentence. While changing the voice of such a sentence, we shall have to handle the pronoun carefully. 1. I help my parents. Active. My parents are helped by me. Passive. 2. Her cousins encouraged her. Active. She was encouraged by her cousins. Passive. Verb followed by a preposition. Sometimes the active verb is followed by a preposition. This preposition is retained while changing the verb from active to passive voice. A nurse looks after this little baby. Active. This little baby is looked after by a nurse. Passive. Interrogative sentences. If an interrogative sentence is being changed into passive voice, it will retain its interrogative form. 1. Am I bothering you? Active. Are you being bothered by me? Passive. 2. When did you buy this bicycle? Active. When was this bicycle bought by you? Passive. If the subject in the active voice is not very important, we need not mention it When we express the sentence in the passive voice, somebody stole my briefcase. Active, my briefcase was stolen. Passive, we have not used the words by somebody. H simple present. Look at these examples of changing verbs in the simple present tense into passive voice, active voice, passive voice. 1. He paints portraits. Portraits are painted by him. 2. My friends love me. I am loved by my friends. 3. Do you need a mobile phone? Is a mobile phone needed by you? 4. Who makes these designs? By whom are these designs made? Active voice, root form of the verb, sometimes with s or es, paints, love, etc. Passive voice is an am plus past participle form of the verb, are painted, am loved, etc. I simple past. Active voice. Passive voice. 1. Amar won a quiz competition. A quiz competition was won by Amar. 2. Did he violate any traffic rules? Were any traffic rules violated by him? 3. Where did you find this beautiful pen? Where was this beautiful pen found by you? 4. Who made these designs? By whom were these designs made? Active voice, past tense of the verb, help. Passive voice, was word plus past participle form of the verb, was helped. J simple future. Active voice, passive voice. 1. Nandini will call you tomorrow. You will be called by Nandini tomorrow. 2. Will you help me? Will I be helped by you? Active voice, will plus root form of the verb, will by. Passive voice, will be plus past participle form of the verb, will be bought. Present continuous. Active voice, passive voice. 1. Somebody is knocking at the gate. The gate is being knocked at. 2. Why are they bothering me? Why am I being bothered? Active voice is an am plus ing form of the verb, is knocking. Passive voice is an am plus being plus past participle form of the verb, is being knocked. Past continuous. 1. The students were decorating the class display board. Active. The class display board was being decorated by the students. Passive. 2. Why was the police checking all the cars? Active. Why were all the cars being checked? Passive. Active voice, was word plus ing form of the verb, were decorating. Passive voice, was word plus being plus past participle form of the verb, was being decorated. Future continuous. Verbs in the future continuous tense cannot be expressed in the passive voice. Present perfect. Active voice, passive voice. 1. We have won the cricket match. The match has been won by us. 2. Has she learned the speech? Has the speech been learned by her? Active voice, has have plus past participle form of the verb, have won. Passive voice, has have plus been plus past participle form of the verb, has been won. O past perfect. 1. We had finished the work before sunset. Active. The work had been finished by us before sunset. Passive. 2. Had they already repaired the cars? Active. Had the cars been already repaired? Passive. Active voice, had plus past participle form of the verb, had finished. Passive voice, had plus been plus past participle form of the verb, had been finished. Future perfect. 1. They will have finished the breakfast by 8. Active. The breakfast will have been finished by 8. Passive. 2. Will you have checked their papers before Monday? Active: will these papers have been checked by you before Monday? Passive: active voice: shall / will plus have plus past participle form of the verb will have finished. Passive voice: shall / will plus have been plus past participle form of the verb will have been finished.